Ladies and gentlemen,
how long are we going to go?
We're going right now. We're on the radio right now.
We're on the air.
See, I snuck up on him. I didn't warn everybody. But members we're live, ready to go. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I mean, we got Mad Symphony in the house.
Yeah.
What's up, Kevin? How you doing, brother?
Bang in the house. Candy.
Candy Gunn of the Candy Gunn Rock Show. She wanted to introduce herself, but then didn't want to introduce herself.
You over there are like, you're walking in this little tiny, your tightrope is getting thinner and thinner.
It's getting a little tight, Kevin, you know.
It's getting.
Usually guys like it that way.
You're going to, no, for you, little, yeah. We'll see.
Kevin,
Kevin, excuse me for a minute. If you hear screaming, that's just John. Don't
dying.
worry about
I'm
it,
just
okay?
Dying. It's cool. I'm 52. I'm ready.
He's had a long, good life.
So now that we've taken a minute of the time here without even talking one iota about Mad Symphony, we just played the song "Nothing." That is the 5th track we've played on the show this year, bro. I mean,
cool.
What? Just a bunch of great stuff. How do you guys come up with all the great tunage?
Well, we're professionals, see? You know, it's I don't know.
That's how that works.
The songs, it's just, you got years and years and years of collective musicianship happening, and everybody's been in bands since forever. We're all 50 plus, and there's just some great musicians in this band and great songwriters. It's and then when you get the right chemistry, it just pops out, I guess.
Yep.
So this album when was this recorded? Or this EP, I'm sorry, when was it recorded?
This whole EP, the debut self-titled EP, has been recorded over the past couple of years, actually, because most of it was demo material, and then it just, the songs, once we completed the lineup in the band, because Ted, our rhythm guitar player, he's got a studio, and all those tracks were all recorded in his little studio, and basically we just polished them, and then they ended up on the album. And there's plenty more to come too. We just got the 5 out there now, but there's a whole another 5 all mastered and ready to go, and another whole whack just in the hopper ready to come out too. So yeah.
And Next Door Video just won an award. Tell us about that.
Yeah, well, it's we had this fantastic publicist, Michael Brandfold. I think he's got offices out of San Francisco, quite well known with like Kiss and Ozzy, and the list goes on for the bands he's represented. And the label brought him on, and he just went nuts and just did his job and got our video out there, got our record out there. We got tons of great reviews and articles and magazines around the world and stuff. And one of them was getting our video submitted to a lot of these film fests. So basically, we got the one we got the award for so far was the Virgin Springs in India. And so we won the silver award. I guess we won second place or whatever for music videos, and then we got nominated in the Paris Film Fest and a couple of other global ones as well. So it was really surprising actually, because it was just we did the video in 2 days pretty much in house and got all this great recognition for it. It's good.
And with all the tracks on there, Next Door itself. That ranked the highest on the Banger Music charts all year at number 2 in June, because you guys were getting some really good requests there for a while for that stuff. And you guys recently signed to a label?
Yeah, well, we signed back in, I guess, May. I think it was May, earlier the year. And basically how that happened was a friend of mine, he got a hold of the song Nothing in its infancy, and he just, without us knowing, he sent it down to a fellow named Andrew McNeese down in Melbourne, Australia, who's running Melodic Rock Records at the time. And he goes, I want to hear more. And so time went by. Finally, Andrew sort of gave up the record label to two other fellows. And they wanted to hear more, and we submitted more, and then after a little bit of going back and forth for some few months or whatever, they decided they wanted to sign us. So we jiggled the contract around a little bit, a couple times, and then we signed with them for a year and a half to see what happens. So they're not a major label or anything like that, but it's something. You wait 50 plus years to get, you try for 50 plus years to get signed by a label, and finally it happens. It's like, we'll see where that goes. But it's a good way, it's even with a smaller label, it's a good way to get your name out there and get because people have to know who you are in order to have any success, right? Because you can be the best band sitting back and nobody knows who you are, then you're not going to do anything, right? So
yeah, you need good people that are part of your support group that'll help lift you up. I mean, that's part of the reason we have the Banger Music Hour is we're here for you guys because you guys put the great tunage out, and so why not push it out to the world? Now, out of all the tunes on the EP, I've asked a few bands this question. What do you think most represents Mad Symphony?
That's a tough one. We come in many shapes and forms, because you got tunes like Bittersweet Bye Bye, which is, sort of a heavier, epic type tune, and then you got songs like Nothing, which is the first song that I recorded. I just, the first thing I did when I walked in the studio the first time was I laid down the track for Nothing. So it's more of it's got kind of a sort of a straight ahead rock. So it's maybe something in the middle, like Do It All Over.
What about your person?
It's a pretty good representation, but so is Bittersweet. It's kind of really hard, and it's funny because a lot of the newer stuff that's gonna be coming out is a little bit more heavier prog actually than some of this stuff. But that's a hard call.
When can we expect the new material?
Well, it's if we were going to put out another EP, which we don't really want to. We'd rather, wait and get a full length because everyone's asking for a full length. Right now, there's another EP ready to go, mastered and ready to go with 5, more great songs. And but as far as like a full length, that's hard to say. But the plan was to, initially to maybe have an October, November release for a second EP, but that we haven't really discussed that with the label yet at this point and see how we're going to move forward. So hard to say at this point.
And you're still writing material and putting things together as a band?
Yeah. I just got back from rehearsal actually just before the show here and working on the new stuff. So we just...
So how do you write tunes? Do you guys, your guitar player, give you something and go, "Hey, this is great," or do you bring something in? "Hey, I wrote this." How does that work?
It's typically typically starts with a riff, just like probably a lot of bands would say. It's just Ted and Dave are 2 guitar players, so they basically come up with most of the stuff and the riffs and Ted's really good at sitting in his studio and piecing stuff together and. So basically that's how it starts, and then what happens is, what's happened so far is me and Ted will get together and we'll string together the lyrics and the melodies and just sort of piecemeal it together in the studio sometimes, but other times like Bittersweet Bye Bye, I just came up with those lyrics and the melodies and just slapped them down. But sometimes we piecemeal them together and really work on what the melody is going to be with the vocals and stuff. So. Yeah, so and then Dave, the 3 of us will sit there and work on stuff as well. So it just depends.
And having 6 guys in the band really gives you a nice full sound live, eh?
Yeah, exactly.
Did you hear my Canadian come out of me? Did you? Hey. Damn.
I don't think I haven't said A yet. I don't think. But
I got you covered, bro. So we're good.
Yeah, we're on the West Coast. We don't say it as much as the East people.
Yeah, most of my family's from like Quebec, and then there's a little area, Belle River, near Toronto, and stuff like that. So yeah, there's a lots of A going on. Give me some.
So are you from Canada?
No, I'm first American blood in the family.
Oh, okay.
The
Okay.
whole family was there for, I don't know, 100 years or whatever, and they migrated
Right.
down here one by one.
They were the ones that originated that A thing going on.
Oh yeah, it was the LeBang family.
Yep.
Great, you know?
La Bang A.
Well, I love Detroit too. I lived in Windsor for a spell back in the early '90s.
Okay. So you know
So I
where
hung out
Bell
in
River
Detroit.
is then?
Yeah, I know a lot of that area. Plus, yeah, I used to work for Greyhound Courier Express when I first moved there. So I knew of all the little destinations all around, like all the unheard of little places and stuff like that. But yeah, I used to hang out in Detroit quite a bit with some friends and played in a few good cover bands out there with some guys. And yeah,
Detroit is awesome, definitely.
Wow, yeah, early '90s time, back when grunge took over from the hair metal.
Oh, you were playing over it. Did you play at the Ritz in the Hayloft?
No, I never actually played in Detroit. I was mostly Canadian gigs.
Oh, okay.
It's really hard for Canadians to play in the States, but the other way around seems to be really easy. They just really cost a lot of money to get your permit to go.
We're just uppity down here.
I guess.
Yeah.
So, okay, so we have a album coming out, and you. What about "Sell Me Out" itself? That tune.
What about-
That tune made the charts twice.
Yeah, that's right. It did on your station there. Yeah.
Tell us about that song. How'd you?
Well,
you
the
know,
song,
what's it?
yeah,
what's
the
it
song
about?
is Ted wrote it. Basically, a lot of these songs that we have were pretty much written before I even joined the band, and that was going on. I guess. Well, yeah, we lost almost 2 years for COVID, so do we count that? But yeah, that song there was those are Ted's lyrics, and I think it was basically written and inspired by an actual family event that happened. Something went to shit or something with the relationship and someone in the family, and I think that's where those lyrics came out. And someone backstabbed, and then Ted got a song out of it, as far as I know.
So, what are like the band's major influences?
Well, yeah, it's funny. Pretty much every band that exists.
Okay.
It's every time we write a song, it's like, oh, that sounds like Journey meets Black Sabbath meets Def Leppard meets Scorpions, or that sounds like
That's a hell of a mix.
Who knows?
That's the shit right
like-
there.
Everybody's got so many influences, I can tell you what mine are personally. I mean, you got guitar guys that have a lot of guitar influences, and you got singers that have a lot of singing influences, and like the guy from Svengali was saying, it was my first album was Kiss Live 2 in grade 4, and that was basically me too. Exactly, made me want to get into music. So Paul Stanley was a big one early on, but some of my favorite singers over the years have been like Klaus from Scorpions. Bon Scott and Ronnie James Dio are pretty much my top three. Ozzy was a big influence on me earlier on as well. So yeah,
I thought you were going to
those
say
kind of guys.
Oh no, I'm sitting over here and I'm working on some
I thought Candy
crafts.
was going to say something to you.
I've got some crafts that I'm working on right now.
Are you knitting?
No.
I think she's creating something to hit me in the head with later on. I'm not sure.
It won't be heavy or anything. It might cut you, but it's okay.
It's just a small cut.
Yeah, just a small cut. You won't bleed much. It's just fine. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
That's what you get for being with two hosts that have been on the radio for almost 9 almost
dang.
9 hours. Yeah, we're almost
Have you
there.
guys raised any money?
Not really a whole lot, but it was, in all honesty, my friend, it was my way of giving back to all of you guys who have really supported the show tremendously this past year, and it's a great way to kick off the music awards.
Right.
It was something new. We hadn't done this before, and I wanted something big for the first day. But now she's thinking perverted, I wanted it big that first day. You know what I'm saying?
I'm leaving that
That
one
way
alone.
I'm spread out. You know what I'm saying?
Oh boy.
So-
Grease it up, honey.
So, and then this. From here, we go to the Battle of the Jams, and it just gets builds and builds and builds from here. And the money we do make, I'll offset what we need to get what awards we can, and it'll be awesome. I think it's mostly about you guys, man. That's all.
Right.
That's why I do the show. I don't have a cool show without Mad Symphony, without Sven Gali, without the band Dirt coming up after you. I just don't have that show without you guys. So if I can give back, and that's what the music award's about, and that's what this is about. If I can give back, and we have a little fun, like Battle of the Jams coming up, bands will be voting and sharing, and it'll be crazy here. And you'll notice everybody's on the same team for like 2 months, and we're all promoting the same thing, and we're all help. And that's the main thing. That's what I do, is bring people together.
Well, the world needs more John LeBangs, that's for sure.
I don't know. The creator broke the mold.
I'm going to leave that one alone, too.
Throw it out. Tell everybody how they can find you on the internet, and we're going to let you go, my friend.
Okay, man. Well, yeah, I really appreciate the time and honored to be on the show here, and hope all the best for your show. And I do listen, and it's great. And I'll be honored to win a Banger Music Award on behalf of the band as well. So
hint, 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 hint.
But basically, www.madsymphony.ca, and you can find pretty much everything there. We're on Instagram as well. You can search us up there, and we're of course Facebook, and go crank some tunes. We're on all the platforms, and go watch the Next Door video. It's kind of cool. We should have talked more about that, but if we're out of time, so
go ahead. Give me 60 seconds on it.
Okay, well, we shot it in 2 days, and it was Dave's big harebrained scheme to come up with, throwing it like having the game show theme, right? So half of the video was shot in our studio, and then half of the video was shot in a mechanic's garage, dressed up as a game show. So it kind of goes back and forth. So it's got a lot of tongue in cheek, and and Dave gets decapitated from a killer bunny during the video as well. So that's one of the highlights of the video, and Dave's very proud of that. So anyway,
and you won an award for it.